The Bangladesh War Crimes Court has sentenced ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to death, concluding a month-long trial that found her guilty of ordering a deadly crackdown on a student-led uprising last year. The ruling is the most dramatic legal action against a former Bangladeshi leader in decades and comes months ahead of the promised parliamentary elections, which are expected to be held in early February next year. The International Crimes Tribunal, Bangladesh's domestic war crimes court, located in the capital Dhaka, delivered the verdict amid tight security and in Hasina's absence. Remember, she had fled to India in August 2024. Hasina got a life sentence under charges for crimes against humanity and the death sentence for the killing of several people during the uprising. There was cheering and clapping in the court after the death sentence was announced. Borhanul Sheikhin, Bangladeshi journalist with us on the broadcast. Mr. Sheikhin, thank you so much for being with NewsX at this point in time. Critical developments taking place in your country. If you can firstly tell us what's the situation on the ground?
The situation is calm and quiet because we have seen that so many cocktail blasts and burn in the buses previous 3 days, but 3 days now all are calm and quiet. But few occurrences has been happened, but still, but at this moment the situation is calm and quiet because 2 hours earlier, International War Crimes Tribunal given the verdict according its judgment. Former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina got the highest punishment according to this law. This is death penalty, as well as the former Home Minister Khan Kamal. He also found guilty and he is punished for death penalty. And former Inspector General of Police Abdullah Al Mamun, he is also found guilty and he is 5 years. He got the 5 years imprisonment because Abdullah Al Mamun was an approver and he disclosed the real scenario, real situation and real information what was actually happening in the last year when students led uprising. On this ground, International Crimes Tribunal states that although Abdullah Al Mamun committed a crime, his crimes tantamount to the highest level of punishment, which is death penalty. But for his approval and for his disclose the truth, the International Crimes Tribunal commute his punishment, and now he will be 5 years imprisonment. But former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who is now in India, he got the highest punishment, death penalty. Former Home Minister, he is also in India now, he also got the highest punishment, which is death penalty.
Mr. Sheikhin, I also want to understand from you, the Awami League has now reacted and has called for a nationwide shutdown following the verdict. Is there some sort of further unrest expected in Bangladesh?
I have already earlier mentioned that the situation is calm and quiet. Law enforcement agency has taken so many measures so that the unrest and unpleasant situation cannot be happen in the next. So there has no any sign now at this moment the unrest which is going to happen in the next. The situation is calm and quiet, and the law enforcement agencies, including Bangladesh Police, BGB, and other law enforcement agencies, already taken initiative measures to tackle these types of unrest, which may not be happen in presume.
And as far as the remaining political parties are concerned, Mr. Sheikhin, what further can you share with our viewers? How exactly is the faction which was against Sheikh Hasina now reacting and responding? What is their next expectation from the Mohammad Yunus government?
International Crimes Tribunal pronounced its verdict. Now the question is how this verdict will execute, because former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Khan Kamal, he is the former Home Advisor, he is now India. How this verdict can be executed, because the prosecution already mentioned that there has 2 options. The Bangladesh government can now take action, which is there has a extradition treaty between India and Bangladesh. So on this treaty, according to this treaty, Bangladesh can seek the Prime Minister seek the Sheikh Hasina to bring back to the Bangladesh. And at the same time, there has another option, which is Interpol. Bangladesh is the member of the Interpol, and India also a member of the Interpol. So Bangladesh can seek the application to the Interpol, so that through Interpol, Sheikh Hasina and other accused, who is Akhiruzzman Khan Kamal, can bring back to Bangladesh. At the same time, who are the wounded and the relatives who lost their relatives in the last year uprising, they also demand judgment has been given, but the judgment should be executed, and they also demand to the interim government so that they can take initiative measures so that the judgment can be executed immediately.
And before I let you go, Mr. Sheikh, I also want to understand from you, as far as the promise of the elections next year is concerned, there was an announcement that was made by Mohammad Yunus that elections will be held in February 2026. We're already now inching closer to next year. What further can you share with our viewers? Is there an expectation that elections will actually take place, or are we looking at a possible delay?
Interim government, head of the interim government, Dr. Mohammad Yunus, already declared that the election will be held next year, and which will be the first half of the February. So, according to the declaration of the interim government, our election commission has already taken initiative to hold the free, fair, and credible election in the February. So there are so many rumors whether the election can be held in the due time, but election commission and interim governments are committed to hold election in the February. Other political parties, including Bangladesh Nationalist Party and Jamaat Islami, NPP, and other political parties also demand the election should be held within 3 months, which will be held in the February next month and first half of the February. So there has mere discussion between the public. Election may not be held, but election commission, interim government, and as well as the political parties, they are declared that election should be held in the February. And according to this declaration, Bangladesh government, interim government, and the election commission taking initiative measures.
Right, absolutely. Mr. Sheikh, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast with that perspective from Bangladesh. Meanwhile, we shift